Hi guys, I am Beth from Wilde Designs and Dusk. I work as a social media manager for Dusk and I own Wilde Designs. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about one of the things that intimidated me most when I started thinking about selling at conventions. But first of all, I want to say I found one of my tripods finally. And so if I miss any comments, please forgive me. I'm not used to being this far away from my phone and reading things, and I don't have my glasses on. And apparently I'm old. So I got kind of lucky in starting to sell at conventions because I sort of stumbled into it. Halo Sama from Shono Studios was kind enough to reach out to me when she was working with David Dabb from Dusk to start the Creative Women's Conference. She reached out and said, "Hey, is this a thing you want to do?" And I said, "God, that sounds terrifying. I have no idea how to do any of that." But again, I was lucky. I had a friend, I had people that I knew and who really cared and were willing to work with me and help me with all of it. I also was lucky in that experience let me meet other people who did conventions regularly. I met Elia from Elia in a Box there, and she now works with us at Dusk as well and is one of our top selling authors because she put out Humans Really Irritate Me, which has done phenomenally over the last year. And I think that's the best advice I can give you. Forgive me, one of my dogs is in here fussing at me. Come here, Otis. But talk to people. If you aren't sure how to do something, ask people. Part of why I've come to actually really love doing conventions and being an artist alley, despite my social anxiety and despite how much it can freak me out sometimes, is the fact that the people I've met have been absolutely wonderful and absolutely supportive. I mean, I'm going to be at the Famous Monsters convention in Dallas this weekend and all weekend, starting Friday evening and through Sunday, and then in another 2 weeks I'll be at a-kon. Come up, talk to me. If you're not comfortable talking to me in person, again, I have a lot of anxiety, so I totally get that, but send me a message on Facebook. Like, seriously. Yeah, exactly. Like Crystal said, I mean, it's a huge thing, and you will psych yourself up a million times more than anything that will happen. Things will go wrong. You'll forget stuff. You'll leave stuff at home, but I promise it will never be as bad as you think it's going to be, like, ever. Pretty much the most nuclear scenario you can run into is you'll forget a few things and maybe you won't make table that con. And it's really not a big deal. It's gonna happen every now and then, and it'll suck, but you're gonna get through it, and the people around you, you're gonna meet so many really cool people. I have made so many friends over the last few years doing this that it has really expanded my circle of friends. It's made me reach out more and get involved with more things, including getting more involved in Dusk, and so I cannot recommend the experience enough. But in terms of practical advice, the biggest thing that I've learned is really, really sturdy totes. Start there. Obviously, different people are gonna have different things. Artists may not need this as much. I do mostly jewelry, notebooks, things like that, so I gotta carry a lot of junk. So these are like $10. You can get them used sometimes for $9 on sale at like Home Depot, Walmart. They're amazing. I love these things, and they can fit a lot of junk. So that's the start. I have duct tape on the side of mine because teal is one of my brand colors, and this indicates that these particular containers are for my convention stuff. And then these shoe boxes are where I keep most of my packaged necklaces. And these are 98 cents at Home Depot. You can also find them at Dollar Tree usually. So again, really cheap. And even cheaper to make dividers for different sections of necklaces to divide the different types up. I literally just cut up cardboard boxes that we were going to throw away, slotted them together, you know, kind of like the cup dividers that you get when you're moving. So I just kind of made my own because I was too cheap to actually buy some. And why? Everyone has cardboard. So then I've got, in terms of my packaging itself, my necklaces are on these tags that I buy pre-cut, pretty with the hole already in them. I want to say a pack of 100, which is what I buy, was $6 on Amazon. I don't know, something like that. And then I have little bags I'm not sure if you can see very well, that I feed the chains into on the back, and I just tape them on. So packaging and getting your stuff together, it doesn't have to be a big, hairy, intimidating situation. You can do really cheap, easy things. And I didn't even used to do this. I had my hooks, and I put the necklaces on the hooks straight onto my pegboard. I'm gonna go over the camera for just a second, because I'm gonna grab my big shutters that my husband set up for me. Now, this is probably, sorry, while it gets in focus, this is probably the most unwieldy thing that I take with me to conventions, but it's so useful. These are my shutters. They are just regular household shutters that we got for, I want to say $5 at the Restore. If there's a Habitat for Humanity Restore in your town, that is the place to look for everything from shelves to even old fixtures, because a lot of times I've seen store fixtures, things from places closing down, or that people even got for their businesses or made for their businesses. They're not there. Love them. But we got this. We got the pegboard there too, I believe, or might have had it left over from another project. We tend to hoard a lot in our garage. But my husband literally just screwed the pegboard onto the back, spray painted this up for me, and then I have little it's the same kind of hooks that you get if you're going to make a pegboard for all your tools out in the garage, and I have a bunch of different styles. And again, I bought this whole box on Amazon, and it was, I want to say it was like $7-8. I mean, it was very low cost. And again, don't do it all at once. You can buy, my usual thing is I try to improve one piece of my display every time I do a convention. So I've been doing it for 3 years. So now I'm in fairly good shape. But I mean, at first it was just a lot of cardboard boxes, and I still have cardboard boxes because they're useful. I covered this one with duct tape because it's comics and it's dorky. And I put one of my, I have an old suitcase that I got at a garage sale that I'll show you in just a second. I put that on top of it. That's part of what I put my notebooks in for display. See? Got my Voltaire stickers on the side. And this lets me, not only, like right now, I have some stuff packed in it to carry to the convention. Here's another one of my cardboard boxes, which is I use just to elevate a necklace display that I got as a hand-me-down. Someone was closing down their origami owl thing, and they sold off this in some of their displays. I grabbed them. I think that was $10 for a set of things. Business card holder. It was the cheapest one available for sale. I think it was, I don't even think it was $5, but it might have been $5. So, you know, there's a lot of things like this that you may have some old stuff that you can just use for your display. It does not have to be elaborate. It does not have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be, come here, Otis. Otis is whining. He wants attention. Come here. You can be on camera. This is Otis. He's our oldest puppy. He is 12 years old. He thinks he's a baby. He's also our whiniest puppy and the most vocal when he doesn't get what he wants. Like this. Mwah. And then I also use these shoe boxes because I love these things and they're cheap. This is where I have all my small notebooks. As you can see, I make notebooks out of old calendars. Yeah, sorry, focus issues. And it doesn't show up. All right, it doesn't want to focus, I'm sorry. But from old calendars and VHS tapes and things like that because I hate throwing things with pretty pictures on them away. So, let's see. Oh. Another thing that I consider absolutely essential is having some kind of emergency kit. I learned this over time. This has, well, first of all, it has my labels in it. But it also has both regular and double-sided tape in it. It has scissors. It has my ticky-tack that I use to stick things up with. It has extra baggies. It has some pens. Basically all the stuff that you don't think you're going to need that you're absolutely, as soon as you sit down, going to realize that you totally need. Because that's going to happen at every convention you've been at, ever. For a lot of other things, this is my extra ring stock, and I showed you this a little bit in the last video. I've got these things kind of all in these little subdivided things, which I got at Harbor Freight. I think the large size. The large size, I want to say, was like $3, and the small was $2, something like that. I mean, here's the huge ones. It's great. I have all my earrings in these. Kind of helps you keep organized, helps you keep track of stuff. My my art cards are kept safe in an old makeup wipe case because it's fantastic. It's plastic and it seals and it is the exact perfect size. And again, I already owned it and I like cheap. Cheap makes me very happy. This I did buy that I keep my buttons in. I don't have many buttons at the moment, so I'm able to keep it pretty simple. My Oscar Wilde and a few kitty buttons and art buttons. And this is even better. I got this for, I think this was $1 at the Container Store. Divided into 4 little sections, and all I have to do is take the top off. And then I'm finished. And that's it. This is kind of my, it's for my elementary school, guys. My elementary school when I was very little. But this is kind of where I keep paper organizational stuff. Like here, this is my information for buying my table from this convention in case I need to show my pass when I'm picking it up. My sales and use tax permit. Yes, if you're going to run your own business, you do have to do taxes. Yeah, it's awful, but you know what? You'll live. I have, you know, the little dividers for trading cards. Well, my stickers happen to be the same size as trading cards, so I have them all divided up in that. Now I'm gonna have to change that for a-kon because a-kon wants you to have all your stickers in sealed bags, but that's okay. I have some. It's fine. But that's a great, and then just regular page, you know, page protectors. I have all my extra sign-up sheets for getting people to sign up for my mailing list. I have extra cards for my cards for sale. It just keeps you organized. I also have a notebook where I old school write down what I sold at conventions so that I can keep track of inventory. Since I sell both in person and online, I have to know what I sold, and I sell so many one-off things that I really can't just plug in a number and keep inventory that way because there's so many unique things. It would take me more time than it's worth. It's quicker and easier to manage on the fly, writing it down. This is my ring display. This is another cheap acquisition from Amazon, which makes me super happy because I don't have to take them out and put them back in because they stay pretty well in this, and I can just put this in the top of one of my bins, and it's beautiful. I love anything that means that I don't have to pack as much and that I don't have to redo as much, which is why I'm excited. I got little portfolios. That's where I'm looking for little 5x7 portfolios on Amazon to keep each of my cards in. You can flip through. Now that's totally cribbed from people like Showing Up Studios looking at the artists at Artist Alley and going, hey, wait, I have cards and I have, you know, art and photography prints. My Barbie murders, very popular. But it helps because I don't have to worry about displaying them singly. I also have them in little baggies inside those. So if I did want to pull them out and stick them up on my shelves or something, I can do that. I highly recommend making yourself a Pinterest board for all your ideas for Artist Alley. If you want to follow me, I'm pinterest.com/Beth Dobbs, BETHDOBBS. And I have a board, I want to say it's item display and Artist Alley ideas, and it's just pictures of all kinds of item displays from people, from craft fairs, from Artist Alley, all the stuff that people who sell similar things, or even people who don't sell similar things, where I just thought their stuff was so cool. I got myself a cash box to be all fancy. I've got to admit that since I deal with change so rarely, I think in the end I probably could have just gotten a bag, one of the bag style ones, and it probably would have taken up less space and would have made more sense. But I already have this and it makes me feel official, so I'm probably going to keep it. It was $10 at Walmart. I think it's, $5 for the bag, something like that. It's worth it because you want to be able to lock up your money. Even if you're taking it with you at the end of the night, which you should take it with you at the end of the night, even if you're doing a multi-day con. It's just nice to have an extra level of security. You're going to want that. Let's see. I think that is most of the stuff, but mostly it's just about kind of finding things that work. Like I got this on Amazon, but forgive the loud noise there. I know that's terrible. It was terribly balanced, so my husband helped me out. Put this metal dowel in this, cemented in the bottom. I'm going to eventually cover this up and put like a layer of glitter and resin, but I just haven't got around to yet. Just a cheap, pretty pot in my brand color. Now I've got an earring display that is stable and doesn't fall over, which is something that I hadn't realized would be so much of a problem until I had my other one, and it was a little on the flimsy side, and I wouldn't have thought of it, but I found out in practice that it wasn't the right way to go. And that's the thing you're going to find. You're going to try things and you're going to realize it's bad. I finally got myself a beautiful magazine stand to put my journals in, and you know what? I spent like $20 on this, and I'm really happy to have it, but the rigors of conventions have already cracked it and taken pieces off of it. So if I was doing this again, would I buy one of the plastic ones because of the way I pack up? Probably not. I would probably get something else, but I would never have known without trying it out. And so I know this is all a lot of information to take in, but it's about finding what works. Like these boxes, you notice the shoe boxes, they're perfectly sideways in them. And that's part of why I didn't. There were other boxes that were just as nice, even smaller sizes of the same kind, but my beautiful shoe boxes didn't fit perfectly sideways in them. So try things, get stuff. Don't be intimidated, because you're gonna get it wrong sometimes, and it's gonna suck, and you're going to really hate the way you approach something, and you're gonna redo it, and it's not gonna be a big deal, and nobody's going to think badly of you except you. So and again, if you see someone whose table you love, or you love the way they set up their shelves, or you want to know where they bought something, ask them. The worst thing they can say is that they don't remember or don't know, or whatever, but you're going to get good tips that way. You're going to learn more from the other artists than from anything else. Oh, my husband says to show how the boxes stack. Let's see. That is another plus of these boxes. They stack very well together, which makes it easier to transport. And that's not the right width for that one. I have two different types. One from Walmart and one from Home Depot of almost the exact same type. And I get them confused. But, despite them not having the same width, they stack very well. See, it slides around, but they stay together. So when I'm putting them on my little trolley at the end of the day, it makes it so much easier to get it out to the car. And that is all I have for today, but if you have any questions, feel free to comment here. Feel free to send me a message at Wilde Designs or through Dusk Publishing, and I will try to answer or find an answer for you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you at a-kon 28.